evening. I'd like to call the October 20th meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals to order. If I could get a roll call, please.
How about the pledge?
Pledge. Oh, I always skip it. Yes, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Greg, would you lead us?
I pledge
allegiance
to the flag
of
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, thank you. May I have a roll call now, please?
Melissa Mullins-Mishke.
Here.
Dwayne Hogan.
Here.
Earl Cunningham.
Here.
Glenn Minnick.
Here.
Greg Zabala.
Here.
Great, thank you. I will entertain a motion for the approval of the September 15th meeting minutes.
And I'll give it to you. Make a motion to accept the meeting minutes as presented and typed out. And a very nice job, by the way, Adam.
That's always second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Very good. So let's move on to the petitions for this evening. Petition number 1 was tabled from September. The petition for a variance of use for Portage Farms LLC to operate an event center year-round with approximately 3 buildings. The property is located across from 9252 North, 600 East, Rolling Prairie, Indiana, Hudson Township, zoned ag on 48.98 combined acres. If you are here for petition number 1, if you would present your legal work to our attorney.
I have received it and notice is adequate.
Very good, thank you. If you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Should I take this off or keep it on?
Your choice.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely your choice, but
Your
I would
choice.
pull the microphone up either way so you're...
Fred Lapsco, 9252 North, 600 East, Rolling Prairie, Indiana.
And let's talk about your plans for the event center.
Okay.
So year-round, are we talking about specific hours of the day that you're going to have activities?
Well, there'd be weddings is one of the reasons, but the other reasons is for some horse events that we want to do. Mostly with just friends. I have a lot of people that like to come to the farm that we have. We just don't really have enough space across the street to do the events that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And we have looked at this property once before, is that true? Have you been in front of us before?
No.
Okay, I apologize, I'm mistaken. I thought... Well, it doesn't matter.
Maybe before I bought it, the people might have, but
Perhaps.
they wanted to subdivide it, I think.
What kind of questions do we have as a board?
What other events you think about having there other than horse activities, wedding receptions, small parties, anything?
That's all.
That's basically it.
Yeah, that would be it. The building I plan to build would be, truthfully, a lot of weddings, because a lot of people ask to have weddings over there. I'm going to build it so that I could do a basketball court inside. I'll be able to use it for my family and whatnot. But then a lot of people always are asking to do weddings out there, so I figured I might as well build it enough to satisfy that. But not like, I really don't see, unless, weddings are really 90% of the reasons anybody would have a party out there.
Do you anticipate having a cutoff time for wedding receptions?
Yeah, probably around 11 o'clock.
And then have them out by midnight?
Right. They say nothing good happens after that, right?
Yeah.
That's what my mom says.
Yeah. Everybody still remembers that. Are you going to put a sign up front?
I have a sign that says the farm. I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, that's the house side, I know. On the other side.
Same thing. Not, really low key. It's not meant to be anything other
Word
than
of mouth will do it.
Yeah, right.
And so are you anticipating that these events are all going to be weekend events, like Fridays, Saturdays?
I would imagine they would be weekend events. Somebody here they wanted to do something like a Christmas party. I guess I never thought about that. They might have some weekday parties or something from that.
So what would you anticipate are the operating hours and days, taking into consideration Christmas and...
I really think the days are gonna be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and your hours are gonna be between 5 and 11 at night, you know. You may have daytime weddings, but the parties inside would probably be evening type things.
So if we did like noon to midnight,
That would cover it.
would that? And the sign you have, you think is adequate?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any change in the drawings? You show 160 by 90, but there's a lot of porches and foyers and so forth included in that.
No, that's all included in that. I just gave you the envelope, the outside of the envelope.
Right.
Let's see if we have any remonstrators this evening for this petition. Is there anyone here for or against this petition? Any remonstrators for petition number 1? Okay. Do we have further questions of the board?
The
Is your
the
mic on?
site is very remote. I mean, I don't see any problem with it. You only want to operate Thursday through Sunday?
Right.
I would suggest that you be a little more open on that regard because somebody might want to have a Christmas party on a Wednesday. I mean, I hate for you to limit yourself. You could say normal hours of operation Thursday through Saturday night. But you may have an occasional Thanksgiving party or a Christmas party. I don't think.
Occasional Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If that's
Super Bowl party.
Yeah, I mean, somebody wants to have a party at your place and you're amicable to it. I don't want you to be limited that, well, we can't do it because it's not Thursday.
right. You're right. I would call the hours probably Monday through a full weekly events, but I don't see it being.
They would be daytime events normally throughout the week except for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Correct.
So do you want to stick with noon or?
Discretion, yeah. Especially since you're having hoops in there, that'd be great. I'll say.
So seeing no remonstrators, if there are any further questions or comments of the board, I will entertain a motion.
I'll go ahead and make the motion then. Petition for the variance for use for Portage Farm LLC to operate event center year-round with approximately 3 buildings. This property is located across from 9252 North, 600 East, Redson Roland Prairie down in Hudson, and about 49 acres. With the stipulations we discussed earlier to be granted.
Second.
I'm not clear on what the restrictions are. Are we going Monday through Saturday?
Monday through Sunday, noon to midnight.
Sorry.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Good luck.
Good luck. Your motion passed.
Thank you very much.
Petition number 2 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Michelle West, buyer, and Risley Bingham, M. Life Estate Trustee Trust, owner, for placement of a mobile home. This is a legal lot of record. The property is located at 5776 West, 800 North, Michigan City, Springfield Township, zoned R1B on .63 acres. If you would present your legal work to our attorney, please.
I know you already have I sent a drawing, which everyone should have, but I can present it again, of,
Legal work, okay?
I don't know.
These are just pictures of what our place looked like before, when we first purchased it, and what it looked like after when we were finished with it.
Okay, you gave me 2.
Signed letters from my neighbors attesting
Let
to
me
the
finish my
fact.
sentence.
Excuse me.
Wilson and Meadows, but
Yes.
your petition says you were supposed to notify these other people.
I did.
Can I see proof, please? Okay, do you have proof of publication?
Yes.
Oh, you do? You see it? Or she got it? Thank you.
That's
I see the notice, which is right adjacent to vote for Pearl Cunningham. Yeah, it's here, so. Notice is adequate.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you. If you would please state your name and address for the record.
Michelle West, 305 Marsh Harbor Trail, Michigan City, Indiana, 46360.
Michelle, are you selling the entire property? Or you're buying the entire property?
I'm buying, yes, it's a lot. It's just a little over a half acre. I think it's 0.56 acre. It's not developed, so my purpose is to go in and clear it, keep the nice trees, of course, and remove my mobile home from Weatherstone Village, which is where it is now, and place it on this property, along with the addition of a 2-car garage and a 4-season room.
Well, I think we all know that one of the things we want to do as a county is we're trying to keep mobile homes in mobile home parks.
I understand.
Is there a need that has arisen that this is your only option, is to move the mobile home?
Well, basically, I'm looking at my retirement and the fact that they keep raising my rent on the lot rent at Weatherstone. Financially, making this venture, being able to pay cash for the land, it will be paid for that way in the future. My home is already paid for, and I would have a lovely place to retire, and the expenses would not be as astronomical as Weatherstone would be in the end.
Right.
So when you're on a fixed income later on, it just makes financial sense. Not to mention the satisfaction of owning and having a peaceful place to be. There's some clientele that they move into those places that are not quite what I would appreciate living by. Let's put it that way. So I've driven by the property several times just to see what kind of neighbors I would be moving in next to. And it seems to be nice and quiet and peaceful. I have my mother with me. She needs a quiet, peaceful place to live. We've had to move a couple of times from apartments because of the noise levels and she had to actually get a doctor's excuse to move out from where we were in an apartment. The mobile home came up. It was agreeable to both of us to purchase it, and I maintain all of the bills. She takes care of the house. It's kind of a great arrangement, but I just want to give her a nice place to live and a nice place for my grandkids to have a yard to play in.
Okay. Do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 2? Anybody in favor or against petition number 2? Okay. Hearing none, I'd like to see what kind of questions we have as a board.
What is the model year of your mobile home?
It's a 2004.
You're just thinking about baseball, aren't you?
My last question would be, I know you've notified all the neighbors, but did you say you've talked to the neighbors on each side of this property? Or you've sent them specific letters that you intend to put a mobile home there?
Yes, we had to notify everyone
Right.
by certified letter.
I'm sorry, Glenn, would you?
I just don't think, we haven't placed any mobile homes on lots like this. I mean, we're doing it for the safety of the owners of trailers because, I mean, there are certain safety requirements that are put in place in mobile home parks. And we're also looking at the values of the properties, surrounding properties. And this area doesn't have mobile homes in it. And I mean, the property values of the surrounding homes, I'm afraid, would be affected.
There are some in the area. And I know that they have approved one for this property once before. The lady unfortunately couldn't afford to move her mobile home. I'm already prepared to do that. And by the time I get done, it won't look like a mobile home anyway. And I can assure you that I would make sure I would meet code.
Well, I think that's also one of my concerns is that you're going to add attachments onto the mobile home, which is not necessarily something that we encourage as well, to have additions onto the mobile home itself. So that sunroom or
Four-season room in the garage.
multi-season room, the garage, potentially would not be an issue if it's detached. But adding structure onto the mobile home itself is definitely discouraged.
Well, I won't be taking any walls from the mobile home itself. They will both be detached, but they will be set such that one will be on each end of it, so it'll make it like a U-shape appearance, and then a deck across the center of it.
So what you're saying is from the roadside, it will look like a home because you won't see the two ends of the mobile homes.
Correct.
You'll tie those two ends together with the deck across the entire front of the
Correct.
mobile home.
What other questions do we have? If seeing no remonstrators, if we have any further questions, otherwise I will entertain a motion.
Melissa, I'll make a motion that the petition for a variance of developmental standards for Michelle L. West, buyer and Raisley Brigham M. Life Estate Trustee owner, not be granted, for it to be denied for placement of a mobile home. This is a legal lot of record. The property is located at 5776 West, 800 North, Michigan City, Indiana.
I have a motion to deny. Do I have a second? I have a motion. Do I have a second? Hearing none, that motion's going to die for lack of a second. So I will entertain another motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the petition for variance of developmental standards for Michelle L. West and Risley Bingham M. Life Estate Trustee Trust. And that's the owner for placement of a mobile home. Legal lot of record. The property is located at 5776 West, 800 North, Michigan City in Springfield Township. And I'm doing that even though we don't place a lot of mobile homes, in light of the fact that there are no remonstrators and there are numerous mobile homes in Springfield Township.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye. So your motion passes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck. Okay, petition number 3 this evening is a petition for special exception for Journey Church Ministries, Inc., buyer, and George M. White, seller, to operate a church. The property is located at 282 West Johnson Road, LaPorte, Indiana, Center Township, zoned R1B on 3.14 acres. And if you would present your legal work to our attorney, please.
you.
Thank you.
Notice is adequate, and I want to disclose to the board that I'm a private attorney also outside of BZA, and I do represent the seller in this matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doug, are you still reviewing?
No, I'm sorry, I said notice was adequate.
Oh, I apologize. I was
Yeah.
still waiting on you. I am definitely having a Monday, Tuesday.
Yes, you are.
Would you state your name and address for the record, please?
Certainly. My name is Glenn Oman, 1204 Weber Street, LaPorte, Indiana, zip code 46350. I'm the treasurer for Journey Church of just outside of LaPorte. I'm just going to kind of walk through this presentation. It'll give you an idea of what we're all about and what this entails. Journey Church has been searching for a new home to allow future growth of our congregation. We have reviewed several different options, both existing local buildings and new construction. We've identified Beacon Hills Banquet Hall, and that's at 282 West Johnson Road, as the best option available that meets all of our needs. We've completed negotiations for purchase with the current facility owner, George White, with an anticipated closing date of December 20th, 2020. A special exception variance is required to allow us to use the building as a church. And a little background on Journey Church, who we are. We're a non-denominational Christian church with about 80 current members. It was formed by 5 couples in 2015 as an all-volunteer church. It's currently located at the corner of 3901 North, 6675 West, and Johnson Road in LaPorte County. We are an IRS-qualified 501c3 public charity since July 2016. We hired our first full-time pastor last November 2019. We also provide local financial and volunteer support for a variety of different other charities. The PAC Center, the Citizens for Concern for the Homeless, First Steps of LaPorte, Dunebrook, and other local organizations. We also provide support for 2 other international organizations, and an organization called Kenya Real, which is in Africa, which provides schooling and support for younger children, and another group called Eternal Anchor in Mexico, which provides help for developmentally disabled youth. We're currently running 2 Sunday morning services, one at 9 o'clock a.m., one at 11 o'clock a.m., servicing about 50 to 110 attendees each week. We've designed into 2 services right now to split up to allow for social distancing in the process of dealing with all the COVID situation everybody else is dealing with. We have Sunday school classes for elementary, middle school, and high school students at 11 o'clock a.m. each week. And that meets in our basement of our current facility right now. Our lead pastor, Kelly Sewell, is our only current permanent staff member and has current business hours at the church Monday through Friday each week, just normal business hours from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Smaller group meetings are held occasionally at the church as well as in members' houses. We have small groups like a women's group or a couple of other groups that may meet at the facility occasionally. In the presentation, you'll also see some pictures of kind of what our group looks like, some of the functions that we have. Special exception. The current zoning of the property is R1B, which allows for the use of the property as a church with the approval of the special exception by the BZA. The petitioners, us, Journey Church, notified adjoining landowners via registered mail of our intent to seek the special exception. Conversations we've had with both of those gentlemen yielded no disappointments or nothing to discourage us from continuing with the process. The petitioners also provided the public notice of the special exception request via publication in the Westville Indicator on September 17th. We believe that we have met the standards for evaluation of special exception. Our mission is to enhance the moral fiber of the community through spiritual support and outreach efforts to support our members and neighbors in their efforts to build healthy families and strong communities. Our mission is to help people on their journey to put Jesus first, others second, and to be third, servant leadership. That's our mission in life. The 8 standards for the evaluation of the request, those are things directly from the zone. I don't need to repeat those to you. You guys are obviously very familiar with those. From our point of view, the special exceptions surrounding property, Legacy Hills Business Park and Legacy Hills Golf Course occupy the 2 largest tracts of surrounding property. Use of the property as a church does not adversely impact their traffic, noise for our neighbors, and they can conduct their normal business activities daily without any interruption from us. The residential neighbors would see no substantial increases in commercial traffic or activities that would negatively impact the residential character of their neighborhood. Basically, it's church on Sunday or in the evening for other activities that we have going on. Public facilities and services. Our current utility services are sufficient to support operation of Beacon Hills as a banquet center hall for numerous years. Connection to the City of LaPorte utility services is available if deemed necessary in the future. Our view right now is it's not broke, won't fix it. The well's fine, and the sewage system is more than enough. The septic covers exactly what we need. Current entrances from Johnson Road and Judson Road provide continuous flow to avoid any kind of traffic congestion, so we shouldn't see any issues on that front. On heavier days, like say for example Christmas or Easter, we typically use volunteer traffic control teams to direct traffic and make things move flow so that we don't have any big jam up, say out on Johnson Road or Judson Road. On the development requirements, ordinance intent, and county land development plan, there's no major exterior renovations planned at this time for our facility that would impact the appearance or the character of the property. Basically, it stays the same. A professional business park, golf course, and restaurant currently operate in the area, so we don't see that we're anything special or significantly different from those activities. Journey Church activities don't represent significant departures from those activities or the activities currently at the Beacon Hills Banquet Hall. Basically, they have weekend services where they have weddings or other activities that go on, and basically the same numbers of people, so nothing really dramatic. The special exception on use regulations, the current building location meets the requirements of zoning ordinance article 14.10.b.1.4 that's applicable to churches. It's a 25-foot setback requirement, which the building more than adequately meets. In substance, basically, we've complied with the required property owner and public notice notifications. Our special exception request meets the standards, and we would definitely be a good neighbor and a positive influence in the community. For any golfers that happen to be in the area, if you need a little bit of divine intervention, if your game's not going so well, you can stop by, maybe ask for a prayer, and that might facilitate your game. You never know. So, Journey Church respect that in there. There's a couple holes out there that you probably do need a little divine intervention.
I think so.
Sometimes.
I would agree with that.
Journey Church respectfully requests that the BZA grant our request for a special exception to use the Beacon Hills Banquet Center as a church. And I'll entertain any questions that you might have.
First question, as a former resident of that area, would be, there's a sledding hill there just off the parking lot. I assume the church would be more than happy to let them continue to use that
I
as a
don't think
sledding
that would be a problem. You might even have a few of us out there actually joining them.
Thank you.
Very good. I think this request is pretty straightforward. Are there any remonstrators this evening for this petition? Anyone either in favor of or against petition number 3? If there aren't any further questions of the board, I will entertain a motion.
I'll be more than happy to make a motion to approve the petition for special exception for Journey Church Ministries, Inc., buyer, and George M. White, seller, to operate a church. The property is located at 282 West Johnson Road, LaPorte, Indiana, Center Township, on 3.14 acres. And I'd like to thank you for going into that and making it a viable operation again.
Thank you. We're looking forward to being a viable part of the community over that area.
I'll second that. Thank you for the nice petition work that you put together for us here to walk us through that. It was nicely done.
Thank you.
So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, petition number 4 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Jacob for retention of the chicken coop as well as 3 hens that reside in it for a property located at 4165 East, 400 South, LaPorte, Pleasant Township, zoned R1B on 1.38 acres.
Hi there.
I'm paying better attention now.
Thank you.
Do you have an affidavit from the newspaper showing it was published?
I do not. I have a correspondence from the newspaper stating that it was in the newspaper. I have not found it yet. You do have it? Oh, thank you.
You can keep that.
Did you say that?
I didn't.
Notice is adequate.
Thank you. If you would please state your name and address for the record, please.
Jacob Zwarzinski. I live at 4165 East, 400 South, LaPorte County, Indiana.
And you have 3 hens?
3 hens, one for each one of my small children.
Do they happen to put a leash on them and walk them at all?
They haven't tried yet.
Okay.
I'm sure it's coming though.
So did the need arise for this variance because someone had an issue with your chickens in the neighborhood?
From what I understand, one of my neighbors had a problem. Had like 17 chickens on her property, and I guess somebody said something about that. I really don't know the whole story. We kind of keep to ourselves out
Okay.
there, you know. And
Do they are they free range during the day?
no, they're in the coop.
in the run the
and
whole
if they
time?
do come out, we do, sprinkle some corn for them, but they're never out by the road or out in the cornfield or anything like that. So
Do your girls participate in 4-H or anything?
they do not. No,
They're
but
just
that's-
learning to be responsible hen owners.
Yes, absolutely. And it's their job to clean it, take care of it.
How long have you had it?
We've had them since, I'd say early February. Yeah. And then the COVID hit, which was kind of nice to have a little bit of extra eggs, not going to lie. And, really they're just the girls' pets. And they don't make any noise. We don't have any roosters. We don't plan on having any roosters.
Okay. Do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 4? Anyone in favor of or against petition number 4? What other questions do we have as a board?
None, pretty straightforward.
I think we all know I like chickens. Are these considered urban chickens, Glenn?
They're just normal chickens this time.
That's right, Glenn, normal
Just
chickens.
normal chickens. And stuff.
Yeah, are these considered urban chickens?
Right, that's my question.
That's a joke directed to another board member.
Oh, sure. That's fine.
Okay, Glenn, you go and run with it.
He's trying real hard not to.
Observation would be that the property is very well kept. The chicken coop is set in the back of the property as far as could be, away from anybody else, and it's a nicely maintained property.
I agree with you, Earl.
Nice.
Take a lot of pride in that. Thank you.
So if there are no remonstrators and we have no further questions, I will entertain a motion.
Sure, I'll go and give it a shot. Petition for a variance of developmental standard for Jacob A.
Zwarzinski.
That name. For retention of the chicken coops as well as the 3 hens that reside in it. This property is located at 4165 East, 400 South, LaPorte and Pleasant, and is zoned R1B. Be accepted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Congratulations, you get
Thank
to
you,
keep your
guys.
hens.
Appreciate it.
Petition number 5 is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Ryan Lang, buyer, and Mark Babcock, seller, to build a home with 50 feet of road frontage instead of the required 200 feet. The property entrance is located before or next to 4424 East State Road 4, LaPorte, Indiana, Pleasant Township, zoned R1A on 6.47 acres.
Danny's got like 15 under now. I love the pigs. Wonder.
Good, how are you?
Thank God we got it all. Field of dreams. Exactly. Thank you.
Notice is adequate.
Thank you. If you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, my name is Ryan Lang, 1622 Michigan Ave, LaPorte, Indiana, 46350.
So I hear the guys are saying Field of Dreams on your property.
Field of Dreams. I know. Yeah, thank you.
Definitely.
The aerial view, it looks like a perfect place for a baseball diamond.
It does, don't it? It's the home plate. Thanks for having me. First off, obviously my name is Ryan Lang, and I'm married with 5 kids. I'm currently living on Michigan Ave, across from the Ruth Saban home, and obviously with COVID, we have 5 kids. We're trying to get into the country, so we found this piece of land that Mark Babcock is selling, and it's 6.47 acres. And the reason I'm here today is because it has 50 foot of road frontage in place instead of 200 foot of road frontage. So basically what I'm asking is if I could build a single family home on this parcel. And I did get I called Pleasant Township just because of the distance off the road, and I did get a letter that I could pass around stating that it is accessible once the driveway's in.
He just won't go a little bit more on that road frontage, huh?
Oh, well, there's the property next to it.
He doesn't own.
He doesn't own.
Okay.
It's owned by Stuart Peace, the 4 acres next to it. Which I did in turn, I sent a letter to Stuart Peace. The gentleman on the corner passed away, so his son took it over, which is Stuart Peace Jr. And I sent 2 letters, certified letters, and he won't call me back because I'm trying to purchase that 4 acres.
Okay.
Is my ultimate goal. And I do have a picture of the proposed house that we're looking to build on
Oh,
it.
beautiful.
So that's that. And my dad and I and my stepmom own LaPorte Housing Specialist, so it would be one of those. It would be a modular house.
Do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 5? Anybody here in favor or against? So if you'll have a seat, we'll hear from the remonstrators and then we'll ask questions from there. Thank you. If you would come up and state your name and address for the record, please.
Elizabeth Osowski, my address is 4456 East State Road 4. And the property he's purchasing is in my backyard.
Okay.
And I just, from where they have staked out where they're gonna put the house, it's like when I look out my back window into my backyard, that's what I'm gonna see, is the house. So I would just rather it, either he can move it over or, because we moved out there for the view along with the country setting.
Where's it going?
So you're
We're
not,
the pie-shaped lot.
you're not opposed to the house being there?
No, I just
like
don't
to
want
have
it in my backyard.
So you're okay with the 2 houses on either side of you, just not one in the backyard?
Right, because our view goes across the field with the tree line and everything.
Well, you can see that they all have, because you all have, in that neighborhood, you all have hedges, so you don't really see your neighbors so much as you would see what's in
Right,
the
I
back.
don't see them on the sides because they put hedges up when they put their
Right.
houses in.
Right.
So my only view is the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any additional remonstrators? Okay. Mr. Lang, if you'd like to come back up. We'll see what kind of questions we have as the board.
Yeah.
Is there any reasoning to the actual placement of the home?
The main reason was that just because that was the highest point on the ground to build on. And I do have, I do know what she's stating, that, and I am planning to put arborvitae trees to finish that back section, which is gonna, I think it's like 50 feet or something on that back. But the reason, to answer your question, the reason why I put it on that piece is because it was the highest part. I obviously want to build on the highest point.
Right.
You haven't actually, I mean, because of this, the point you're at, you didn't do a septic or a septic survey hasn't been done.
The soil test has not been done, but I was being proactive just due to the fact that with COVID, everyone's sort of busy, and I do have it set up for tomorrow, is what I have it set up for, just because otherwise they're a month out.
Sure.
So I was trying to just be proactive.
Mhm.
I presume that your purchase agreement is contingent on the BZA passing and the soil test.
Yes,
Both, correct?
yes, sir.
What do you think, Greg?
In my opinion, it does not meet the requirements, but I don't think it's that. Let me speak into the mic. It doesn't meet the requirements, but I don't think it's that big of an effect on what's going on with the houses that border 104 or 4 right there. So I don't think it's too big of a deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we all know how I feel about 50 feet of road frontage, but there's lots of space back there, so I think,
Well, keep in mind, this is an existing parcel. We're
Right.
not creating it.
Right.
And it avoids creating another landlocked parcel.
exactly.
Right.
The split occurred before the changes.
Our current code would not allow this. They would have never allowed
Right.
this division. The final lot on any breakup of an agricultural property has to retain a 200-foot easement of 200 foot of frontage. So this is just something we're stuck with from the past, and you know, it's going to be a useless space if it's not used for residential use, because it's pretty small for agricultural use.
And I certainly appreciate that you went to the township fire department and spoke with them.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure on that obviously to get a emergency vehicle back there.
Right.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, seeing,
I think we have to take into consideration, maybe COVID has emphasized this even more, that some people want to get back off the road and be in 6 or 7 or 15 acres of hidden property and not have their house even visible from the road. You know, we keep talking about sometimes that it's hard to sell. It might be easier to sell.
Yeah, and obviously I got a pretty good chunk going into a driveway and also electric and gas to get back there also.
Yeah.
I do. I can pass this one around. Yeah, thanks. Anybody in here?
Anne Marie, would you speak into your mic, please?
Can I bring it to you?
Sure.
Okay. I'll bring you that. Here's the-
You know, can I put this with the fire?
Yeah, for sure.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, seeing no further remonstrators, if there are additional questions or comments from the board, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the petition for the variance of developmental standards for Ryan Langmeyer and Mark Babcock seller to build a home with 50 feet of road frontage instead of the required 200 feet. Property entrance is located before or next to 4424 East State Road 4, LaPorte, Indiana. Zoned R1A on 6.47 acres with a note that it's a landlocked parcel.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Glenn?
He did volunteer to finish the arborvitae fence that is on the edge of the other properties. I wondered if we could include that in the.
Absolutely.
For sure. It actually, how we were going to go with that, my stepmom's family owns Dudex Tree Farm, so we were going to purchase some mature trees, not some dinky little things, to finish that tree line off.
Okay.
So that is 100% going to be done.
That's
Very
good.
Good call, Glenn.
Are you both comfortable with
Yes.
the motion as it stands? So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
You did this back, right?
Oh, you guys can have it. Thank you.
Petition number 6 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Victor and Karina Drapso and Teresa for construction of a third accessory structure, which is a pool cabana, with a height of 28 feet instead of the maximum of 18 feet and with water. Property is located 9233 North, 650 East, New Carlisle, Indiana, Hudson Township, zoned ag on 17.561 acres.
Thank you.
Best use of that property.
Thank you.
Zach?
Nice.
Very nice.
No, honestly, the other than talking about that piece is on the way because the rest of that was subdivision.
Right. This goes back.
Notice is adequate.
Thank you. Would you state your name and address for the record?
Yes, hello, my name is Victor Drapso. I am the current owner of 9233 North 650 New Carlisle.
And let's talk about this beautiful property you have and what you want to do to it.
Well, I have 3 beautiful girls, and you know they're getting really bored, especially now. So we started a pool, and what's a pool without a cabana?
Understand?
It's a little tall, so that's definitely something that I would like to. It's still right in the middle of the property, so I don't believe that's going to be any issue. Height-wise, I'm actually utilizing trees from the property to build this structure. So I don't know if you see a sketch that I made. It's actually a centerpiece will be an actual tree that we had cut down, and that's what we would like to put in the center of that cabana.
I love it. Reusing, recycling,
Yep.
repurposing. Do we have any remonstrators this evening for petition number 6? Anybody either for or against petition number 6?
Madam President, I would make a note before we go any further that if you look at this property, he has 200 foot of frontage, but he's only using 50 feet of it to get back to the home, isolated in the middle of the woods anyway. It's very similar to the first one, or the one previous, except he has 200 foot of property.
Right.
Very secluded property, outstanding, beautiful place. In fact, when I first came back to it, I thought it was kind of tropical. You've really done a nice job of giving it an image of you could be on an island somewhere.
Right. I definitely love it. We all, the whole family enjoys it. Just peace and quiet.
That was my thought exactly when I was back to looking at it, secluded. That was me, the driver, through your driveway, by the way.
Oh.
I too agree. It's a beautiful property. I think it's out far enough that the height is not going to impede the view of any of your neighbors. And again, just a very well taken care of property and very attractive. So
Thank you so much.
So seeing no remonstrators, do we have further questions of the board? Because if not, I'd love to entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we accept the petition for variance of developmental standards for Victor and Karina Dropso and Teresa Dropso for construction of a third accessory structure, a pool cabana with a height of 28 feet instead of the maximum of 18 feet, and with water. The property is located at 9233 North 650 East, New Carlisle, Indiana.
Second.
I second.
I have a motion and a couple of seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you so
Good
much.
luck.
Good night.
Take care.
Thank you. Number 7 is a petition for variance of developmental standards for Shane and James Hansen for construction of a third accessory structure for residential use for the property located at 8531 North, 650 East, New Carlisle, Indiana, Hudson Township, Zoned Ag on 13.431 acres.
It's first pitch. We'll make it.
Good. Yeah.
Notice adequate.
Thank you. Would you state your name and address for the record, please?
Shane Hansen, 8531 North, 650 East, New Carlisle, Indiana, 46552.
Okay, Shane, you want to add an additional structure.
Correct.
What are we going to do with it?
Ag use.
Store stuff?
Yeah.
Like lawnmowers, cars?
We are a working farm, so it'll be hand tools.
Let's just see if there's anybody here to remonstrate.
Okay.
Anybody here for petition number 7, either for or against? Petition number 7.
You should see all the structures there. 2 homes, 3 or 4 buildings. Stuff is in there.
So I'm looking at some pictures of your property because I did not visit your site.
Mhm.
Is there an existing shipping container there?
Not anymore. We had a rental cooler to store our produce.
Okay,
So it's just our rental for, 3 months maybe, 2.5.
okay.
It's no longer there, just during
Okay.
the summer.
What type of farm are you?
We grow lettuce and herbs for the grocery stores.
Annie, I have a question for you. I mean, this has got to be a difficult thing for the building department to even look at. I mean, a farm.
Glenn, I hate to.
Mike.
I can't hear you.
I was asking Annie, I said, this must be a difficult decision. I was wondering why this actually perhaps came before us, because, I mean, farms don't have to ask for a third accessory structure. I mean,
He was asking for a third for residential use. He just said ag,
Right.
but that's something he said when he filed.
okay. that
And
makes
there's
sense.
numerous,
Sure.
as you can see by the pictures, there's numerous buildings.
Sure, and each building that you build requires a permit, so
Permit.
hopefully you're,
Yeah, I guess it was over 144 square feet, so that's why we're here.
okay.
Let's make sure the record's clear. This is gonna be agricultural use or residential use?
Agricultural use, there's no utilities in it or anything. Yeah.
That being said, Doug, do we need
Then we
to
don't.
proceed with this petition?
I don't think so. If it's ag, there's kind of limitation.
I agree.
Okay.
But you need to get your permits for those buildings. I think there's some on there you didn't get a permit for.
There are no buildings on there that we have built on there that are over 144 square feet. The shed was already there before we bought the place. The house was already there. We built a chicken coop, but that's not over 144 square feet.
Well, the staff is under the impression this was gonna be like a man cave.
No,
That's what somebody told them.
no. Sorry.
I think that we can show this as a moot petition.
Yep.
Okay.
I apologize for you coming and enjoying our company this evening, but good luck.
Oh, okay, thank you.
We don't need to hear any more.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Petition number 8 this evening is a petition for variance of developmental standards for James and Susan Donnelly to construct a 9-foot 3.5-inch fence instead of the maximum height of 6.5 feet. North side of the property. The property is located at 6422 North, 525 West, LaPorte, Indiana, Center Township, zoned R1B on 6.61 acres.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
I'm gonna guess there's no remonstrators.
I do not see any remonstrators in the crowd tonight.
Do you have the card back for Kelly Fields? I don't see that
No,
here.
Kelly didn't send a card, hadn't picked up her mail evidently.
Okay, do you have
I have
the
a receipt.
receipt?
I have a receipt, yeah.
That'll suffice.
I don't need that. I got one. And Doug already has a couple of them.
Yeah, I'll just. No, it's adequate.
Thank you. If you would, sir, please state your name and address for the record.
James Donnelly, 4622 North, 525 West, LaPorte, Indiana.
James, why do we need a fence so tall?
It's more of a privacy screen, it's not a fence.
Okay.
There's a fence, where I'm wishing to put the screen at is about 40 foot from the lot line, and at that lot line there is a fence. It's more of a privacy screen. My neighbor has an ability to buy things, campers, this, that, whatever. And to look out into that is not my idea of what I would like to have. In fact, my neighbor, who is directly to the north of me, he wrote a letter, he sent me an email letter, and you may, give it, you want me to read it, or I can read it, or you want to read it?
Yeah, sure. You can read it to us.
He said, to the variance department, my name is Eric Hoke, I own and live at 4702 North 525 West, which would be north of my property, adjacent to my property. This is the property that borders Mr. Donnelly's property on the north. The fence he wishes to build border my property. I have no issues or problems with the height of said structure that he is proposing in any way. I just want to clarify that he can build it however high and as long as he likes. I think what he has proposed is very pretty and unique. And the reason why the height is because we're here and his property level is here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the height came in.
Okay.
So it's not a fence.
Very good.
I would submit his letter because technically he's a remonstrator in favor. I would submit that to the
Shall I
building
submit
commissioner
that?
as well.
To the
I
attorney.
was going to ask about OWBs, but I did that once before.
Thank you.
So this fence is only gonna be 13 feet wide?
At that point, yeah.
This,
And I might,
I'm sorry, this non-fence is gonna be 13 feet wide?
well, it's the way it's the space that's available between two trees.
I got you.
That's
Yeah.
So So you really just want to screen off the area where your neighbor has items that you don't want to look at.
Sure.
Pictures.
That's what I. Are there any additional remonstrators this evening for petition number 8?
What do you think, Glenn?
Now, another question too, if I may.
Please.
This is one section here. If I want to build another one down the road, in other words, I'm getting a permit for the height. If I want to build another one shorter, do I have to come back in for another?
Attorney Beachy.
Okay.
No, as long as you're in compliance with the building code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, seeing no remonstrators, are there further questions or comments from the board?
So have you collected all the miscellaneous parts for this?
Have I what?
Collected all the miscellaneous
No,
parts
we're
for
still
this
in
yet?
process of that. I'm involved with manufacturing of mesh. So I've got a couple of 24-inch sections of mesh. It's actually opaque. You can look through it.
Pretty interesting project.
His wife's got a pretty good artistic touch. I'm sure she'll fix it up.
Well, it's something that's appealing to both him and myself. I wasn't going to put something up that was obnoxious. That's not the idea of it.
It's so good she wants to get a picture of it because she might want to copy it for her.
Sure.
But not 9 feet tall.
Sure. If you want a video of the property, I can get you a video of my property too. My wife has about 2 acres of garden there.
That's a beautiful yard.
Very nice.
Have you been? Did anybody come out and look at it?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. I didn't do it. My wife did it. I take no credit for that. She's the one that has done it all.
So if there are no further questions, I will entertain a motion.
I will make a motion that the petition for variance of developmental standards for James and Susan Donnelly to construct a 9-foot, 3.5-inch fence instead of the maximum height of 6.5 feet on the north side of the property be granted. The property is located at 4622 North, 525 West, LaPorte, Indiana, Center Township.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Hearing none. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Beachy, do you have any additional business before the board this evening?
I do not, Madam President.
Anne Marie, do you have any additional business for us this evening?
No, I just want one question on that last one before Mr. Donnelly. Are we just saying that one's dismissed, or what are we saying on that one?
We're going to call it moot.
Moot, okay.
Okay, if there's no further business.
A quick question. If I could, do we have any information on the petition from Versailles that's been postponed a couple months already? Haven't heard anything from him. Thank you.
Just curious.
Just carry it forward. Expect it possibly next month and just keep it in packet.
Yeah, sometime.
Okay.
I'll entertain a motion to
Motion adjourned.
adjourn. And a second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good evening. Thank you, guys.